in less than 17 years.
Astronomers are monitoring asteroid 2002 NT7 extremely carefully. Discovered just weeks ago, it's around 2 kilometres wide and about the same distance from Earth as Mars. The bad news is that initial calculations show that the asteroid will hit the Earth on February the 1st, 2019, and its impact would be devastating.
Well, the Earth is about 4.6 billion years old, and throughout its history, the planet's been pounded by asteroids and by comets. These events are very infrequent now that the Earth's got a bit older, but they do still happen. There are a group of asteroids called near-Earth asteroids. They have orbits which intersect the Earth or come very close to the Earth's orbit. And it's estimated there are about 1,100 1-kilometre NEAs, as they're called. We've spotted about 650 or so of them. Now, that means that maybe in 20 or 30 years' time, we'll have spotted all of those and we can feel a little bit safer. But for that period, one of these could still hit. One of them that we hadn't spotted could hit tomorrow.
My own view on the asteroids scare is very simple. During the 1980s, the American military developed a lot of very sensitive detectors so that telescopes could look for incoming ballistic missile attacks, so that if the Russians tried to sneak in a missile, they'd have seen it. Those detectors are now available commercially. In fact, in this camera, one of the detectors will be in the back of that. So astronomers all of a sudden had this great technology that they could take electronic digital photographs of the sky and see virtually down to unprecedented detail. The Cold War ended. When you don't have a Cold War anymore, you don't need a space race. So you've got a load of astronomers with a load of quite fancy equipment just sitting there, effectively wondering what to do next, saying, okay, if we start saying we want to look at asteroids, well, that's not quite as sexy as we're doomed. So my own very jaundiced view on this is that they used, how shall we put this, certain statistics to make it out to be a threat. But as I keep pointing out to people, we're in no more danger now than we've been in the last 100 million years of being hit by a giant killer asteroid.
Statistically, the threat of Armageddon by asteroid may have been small, but it was the inherent potential of the event that was focused on, with scientists seeking funding for more direct ways to deal with the asteroid threat.
We imagine this is the asteroid, we get it lined up, focus it, and we can start to vaporize the surface of the asteroid.
One of the schemes put forward to divert an asteroid on a collision course with Earth was a solar collector. Designed to push the asteroid off course, the plan was one of several potential solutions never given backing. We live in an age where science itself can often seem contradictory and confusing, and with so many conflicting prophecies, it is perhaps no wonder that we're beginning to tire of the idea that the end is always nigh.
There's certainly a chance that the public and maybe government agencies and others will say, well, look, we keep hearing about these global catastrophes, but nothing's happened. Is anything ever going to happen? And that's particularly relevant to the asteroid picture. Every month, virtually, there's another asteroid that's going to hit us, and then the next week it's not going to hit us. And asteroid scientists now are getting increasingly concerned about this. They are still having to issue the warnings that we have this object, we spotted it, it does have a chance of hitting the Earth. But they are keen now to try and play this down in the hope that the media will play it down as well, for the very reason that otherwise, when something is heading our way with our name on it, people will just pay no attention.
I think the public is terribly confused because of the conflicting messages that come across constantly. In the 70s it was going to be an ice age, in the 80s we're going to die of global warming, and now there are other issues coming, we're going to be hit by an asteroid, fill in here, whatever. I think we're dangerously close to apocalypse fatigue. I think we've had enough of these different predictions that are predicting stuff that I genuinely don't believe will happen.
In a largely post-religious age, many of us are searching for the certainty that religion once gave us. But in the 21st century, what is certain is that we are no closer now than they were 2,000 years ago to predicting how the world will really end.
In a sense, these big issues that have been put forward to us, I see very much as nothing more than the fear of other people, the fears that they have about their lives, which they cannot make sense in interpersonal terms, but they have somehow got to find some powerful symbol to give it shape and meaning. And when people talk about sort of the world coming to an end, or they talk about asteroids or environmental disasters or global warming. I always think of that time in the 1970s when I lived in New York, and you go to Times Square, and there used to be these guys that used to walk around with the big signs saying the end of the world is nigh. And you know, they were very fervent and absolutely certain that the end of the world was nigh. And so are these people who say that global warming and asteroids are also going to mean that the end of the world is nigh. But I think that both arguments have equal plausibility to them.
Every time we say goodbye, I die a little.